Okay, before we get started with this report, let's look at this. This is what Paul is bringing. This is basically his army. He's got 10 of these guys from the end times. Oh my god. And also, I saw him painting he was painting these still the night before the tournament, and I bugged him the entire time. I was just trying to throw him off. I figured that if I made him paint as long as possible, he would be too tired to play the next day. But anyway, I also want to point out the main reason of this is that look at that big pile of stones on the right. Now Paul says this is a big pile of stones, but I want to say I think it's a giant pile of turds from Tomb Kings. I don't think it should be allowed. Let's see what happens in this game. All right, so let's get started. Finally, we're coming to game one of Adios 8. It was almost a month ago now. So, game one versus Tomb Kings. It's a regular Battleine. Tomb Kings get 300 extra points versus my 100, so he'll have 2,700 to my 2,500. And if we take a look at my list again, I'm feeling good about this. He has no Screaming Skull catapults. No, of course, in these Tomb Kings, there's no cannons. So I feel like my Wyvern General is going to be safe for one game. And it makes me feel a lot better about that. But the only problem is all my chaff, they really only have the Castle of Souls to go after. And maybe try to take out the Horse Archers, but otherwise they're kind of wasted this game. And now let's take a look at the Tomb King list. And like I said before, I'm playing Paul. You've seen me play his vampire counts countless times by now. The main difference this time is that once again he's no longer in the Fancy Lads. He has left to join Risky Business. He loves Tom Cruise that much. He loves. I guess he also loves dancing in his underwear. I've heard that he had to do that to join their club. All right, so his list. He's got a ton of. It's like a basic lower light Tomb King list with all these Morgcast, or whatever you call them. He's gonna have 6 of them from special with 2-hand weapons and 4 from rare with the great weapons, and they are going to be a load to take down. Otherwise, the rest of his army is characters and skeletons with a casket and a hero titan. And let's start taking a look at his deployment. This is a very strong setup again here for him. Basically, his big unit of skeleton archers with his characters are protected. I mean, I cannot just rush at them. I have to take out those Morcasts because they'll just easily flank me if I try to rush in there with my savages. So he's in a very strong position. I have to worry about the Morcasts first before I can even think about getting the skeletons. Even then, he's got 2 units of like 19 skeletons to just throw at me and slow me down before I could even get to him. And then just over here, he's got his casket behind the hill with the horse archers here. I'm not exactly sure why he put the casket by itself over here. I guess, that hill, since it's infinitely high in ETC, I can't do direct shots with my war machines at it, but I'm just going to send wolf riders at it, and I guess that's why he put these scout horse archers there to try to slow them down, but I have enough chaff that I can easily take that casket out of. And now we look at my setup. Basically, like I said, I have to worry about those Morcasts, get on my flank, so my main hope here is that my savages can come up and engage the big unit of Morcasts, and hopefully I'll be weakened them with magic and shooting by then. It's very difficult to chaff up them because even though they can't fly, they can hover, so they can still move right over any of my chaff without having to worry about engaging them. So they can't really be slowed down, other than the fact that they can only move 10 inches instead of 20, like a normal flyer can. And here's the other side of my deployment, and I'm spread across the table because my chaff really their functions are take out the casket, take out the horse archers. There's not much else they can really be dependent on doing. So I need to take out the horse archers to protect my war machines. If I can do that and take out the casket, my war machine should be safe. Here's our vanguards. He basically just moves his horse archers back. I got my wolves all moved forward. I'm gonna have wolf riders, my big boss, and my gigantic spider big boss all over there to try to take care of that casket. I think I have a chariot also falling up as well. The other Wolf Riders are just trying to react towards the his other horse archers to keep them from moving around and getting behind my lines. So this will be Tomb King's turn one. He won the roll for first turn. He doesn't get too much accomplished actually. Like if you see the one missing Wolf Rider, this is like he shot like 40 or so shots at those Wolf Riders, only managed to kill one. It's not even enough to make a panic test on them. So now I'm in a good position to charge his horse archers with as much as possible, get them out of the way. Maybe I can get to one of those units of 19 skeletons and take them out with my Wolf Riders and Troll and Chariots and stuff. So we come to my first turn, and on this side of the table, this is like the sideshow. I've got a great position here. For some reason, he had moved his horse archers behind his castle, and they're facing a way where he can't see any of my Wolf Riders. So I've got my Wolf Riders more than 6 inches apart. He can't bounce spells to them. I need to still stop it from casting spells because I want to take out the archers and the casket. But as long as I can do that, I think I've got this side of the table completely under my control. Over here, my troll fails stupidity. I think the night goblins behind him also failed animosity. So none of that can move. The troll just stumbles forward. So that means it couldn't charge the horse archers. So I charged both my chariots at the archers. Both of them passed their dangerous terrain for going over the fence. So I should be able to wipe those horse archers out. And I only needed like a 9 on overrun on 3 dice to make it to the archers back there from an overrun. So I felt like I had a pretty good chance for at least one chariot to make it there. And then, I should win combat. And then the next round, my other chariot could go in there. And hopefully by then, those archers are whittled down to where I can break them. Or make crumble them, not really breaking them. So in magic and shooting, I only killed one of his Harbinger Morcast and did a couple wounds to another one. I'm slowly whittling him down though, so that's okay. And I get a Fist of Gork off on my Shaman, which doesn't matter. Now the bad thing is these chariots. I destroy the archers, horse archers easily, but neither one of them makes the overrun to the skeletons. So they're toast. They'll have to flee or be destroyed either way. If I could just got one of them in there on the overrun, then it would fight its combat on his turn. Then on my turn, I could charge the other chariot in there. But otherwise, both failed. At least neither one of them failed. Neither one failed the dangerous terrain for overrunning over the fence. I do have one wound and one chariot. I think that just happened in combat. Let's look at his second turn. All right, you've already seen his archers charge my chariots and then redirected the other chariot. I played both of them. Again, I passed my dangerous terrain test on both of them. The fleeing chariots. He doesn't even catch the chariots. So hopefully I can rally him later. But he also makes a long charge with the Archive Morcast at my Night Goblins, which I was not expecting him to even try that. They should stay steadfast. I should be able to hold them off for a while to keep them from coming to the rear or the flank of my savages. But they're already all the way over here. I was not expecting that. Now, the worst thing though is that in Magic, he just had a series of spells I could not stop. He completely heals up the unit of the Harbingers that I'd been doing damage to, so they're back at full strength, and they got a 5-up ward from one of his magic spells. So now we're in my turn 2. First, this picture here. Look at these 3 ones. Alright, one of my manglers goes right through his Harbingers. It can't come off an inch to the other side. It's going to do 3d6 hits, strength 6 hits to his Harbingers. I'm going to tear through them. I roll 3 ones. Oh, 3 ones. Okay, here's the rest of my movement. Alright, one of my chariots does rally, so it's sitting there on the fence. Other one doesn't. It's going to have to take dangerous trains for going over the fence, through the Morecast Archive ones, and through my Night Goblins. It does not look like it survived. I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure it failed one of those 3 tests and finally destroys itself. But otherwise, I've moved up. I'm pretty much telling him, you have to charge me now. If you don't charge me with your Harbingers, I'm going to go with your skeletons, and I will slow you down enough so that you can't flank me. And if you're also wondering why my Wyvern is not worrying about the other Morecasts, they all have Killing Blow. I don't want any part of fighting a big unit of them by himself. I don't want that to happen. And over here, what has happened over here? Where I charged my Wolf Riders at his casket. Um, don't charge my big boss. I think the big boss was fighting the skeleton archers. That's right, it's fighting the archers. All right, so I destroy the cats. I think it blows up or something. And when it blows up, it doesn't hurt my big boss. He wipes out his own horse archers and kills enough of my wolf riders so that they panic and flee. But I've come out ahead here. I've taken those out, and this part of the table is mine, even though it doesn't really matter because there's no objectives. But still, don't have to worry about that casket anymore. All right, his turn three, and this is scary. He barely. I wanted him to charge with the harbingers, but his magic phase was insane. He gets four spells off. He's got five upward. Always strikes first. Initiative 10. Extra attacks. I think he has extra attacks. He is just dominating in magic. I hold off because I'm step fast, but look, I've lost a ton of savages. Oh man, now it's gonna be. This is gonna be scary now. Oh, so now my turn three. Charging my wyvern, but I forget to declare my wog when I do it. Oh, oh. Anyway, things are still going bad for the savages, but I've taken out now half of his unit, more than half, because there's some wounds on the other guy. So things are looking back better for me, but this is still a bloodbath. I feel like things go my way. Only one of his harbingers can attack my general, so it's less worry about the killing blow. Now, if you see the bottom of the picture, my night goblins have finally succumbed to um, the archive morecast. I've done some damage here, though. I've done some damage. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures at the top of his turn. But when we go to the bottom of my turn, I have charged in Chariot and my Gigantic Spider into this combat here. I wipe out the big unit of Harbingers, and another Chariot's going to come in and take down his Archive below half because he had four guys, so I needed to kill three to get half points for him. And he's done 2 wounds to my Chariot, but it doesn't matter. My Chariot will stay alive, and I'll trade 25 points for the what was his? I don't even know how many points his unit was worth, but it was more close to 400. So I get 200 points and lose 25 points. I'll take that. I wasn't able to completely crumble him. He has one wound left. It would have been great. That would have been a hero Chariot if we could have done that. But then unfortunately we're out of time. So when you start playing with people, your friends, sometimes you just talk and you're joking around. You're not really trying to rush through the game. So we only get the four turns in, and we're going to add this up, and it is going to be, and it's going to be a 10-10 draw. I think we were within like 20 points of each other. This is extremely close. If we played on the turn, I think I could take out one of his archer units. He would have taken out my Chariot. It probably still would have been a draw. I don't think anything really changed. I couldn't with one more turn get to his big skeleton archer unit and wipe out his main characters. But anyway, this was a whole lot of fun. It's great to start the tournament against somebody you know, so that it's a little bit more relaxed. It's not a little bit. You're not so like, I don't know what to expect from this person. You know what kind of tactics they do, what kind of army they have. I've played Paul so many times. We know what each other's going to do. He knows to hate my manglers and hate my war machines. I know to hate the undead. And I want to say I think it's because of me that he's changed his playstyle, because he used to come in with big units of vampire knights all the time, and I think a few doom divers has changed his mind about that. So if you're playing Paul and you don't see knights, thank me for that. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. My next game is going to be against Empire. I also want to point out that this was report 66 and then was against Paul. It's almost like the universe knew that I'd be fighting undead for report 66. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to subscribe or like, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for listening.